Alright, this is what I want to talk about. The end of the game is here. I got one of these pots here. This right here. If you drink that, it's going to give you true damage to the towers and the enemies. So you increase your AP by a shit ton. I got 319 right now. So what I'm doing right now is I'm in the fog of war. I'm waiting for them to move. They're in here. I can't see them, but I know they're here. So I'm waiting for them to go here so I can keep pushing. And this is what you want to do with your maxed E and your passive, is to quickly delete the wave. There you go. They can't see you at this point. They don't know you're here. Auto, the inhibitor. They're too busy here. They're actually extremely low. So basically this pot here is going to deal a shit ton of damage to the towers. Auto. See that true damage is being applied to the tower. I don't even have Hull Breaker and I'm ending the game. Then go in with my ghost, got a nice ignite on her. She leaped away, that's fine. Be able to auto the shit out of Nexus here. Welcome back to another Shrine Breaker video. Today we're going to talk about one of my Shrine Breaker playstyles, and this one is called the Rift Breaker. Unlike the classic skin that I usually play all the time, is called the Stormbreaker. It's the original Shrine Breaker using Iceborne. The Rift Breaker is using the Rift Maker, and it runs pretty much the same runes: Graps, Demolish, Second Wind, Overgrowth. The only difference here is we're replacing Nimbus Cloak with Absolute Focus with the Gathering Storm. Now the reason why we're doing this is because Riftmaker's Vamp allows Volibear to keep his health up above 70% so he can abuse that extra power. So in the rune stats here we got 10% attack speed, ability power, and you've got health that's scaling per level. It works really well with the Overgrowth, gives Demolish more damage, and we get more health from Graps. The Rift Breaker playstyle is sort of like the reverse Stormbreaker. You go AP early and then AD later, while the Stormbreaker goes AD early, AP later. So you're going to get the attack speed early on and shred these towers a lot faster, and in fact this game is going to end very quickly, which is why I want to show you this playstyle. It's one of Volibear's strongest builds and actually one of the best ways to play AP Volibear, and I'm going to show you how it's done. So we're starting with the Doran's Ring, and we want to start with E, W, and then Q. Max E, max Q. So the Stormbreaker, we would max W and then Q. So no matter what, we max Q second. So with the Riftbreaker AP build, we go max E and then Q. Because the reason why is because we always want to maximize our movement speed. Okay? Which helps us land the W and E damage. Okay, because this got like a second mark, so you're going to need the extra CC to help land it. So pretty much the combo with Garen is you always want to use your E. As soon as he approaches you with Q, and just before he blinds you, you want to be able to have that shield to protect yourself during that time. Because his combo is the Q and then he's got that E where he spins. So you want to protect yourself during that time. And that's usually how you win trades against Garen. Boom, we got the combo. You want to use that bush to land at E, they don't see it coming. Got the ignite, that should kill him. Boom. So one of the reasons why I like Ignite is because with the lightning chain, when you don't have your ult or something like that, you can just ignite them and use the lightning chain to kind of like burn them down. And a lot of times you can execute them that way rather than diving in. And you can save your ult if you wanted to stay and they came back, they're probably like a level or two behind. You could you'd definitely kill them again, and they would never be able to catch up. But then, you know, or you can go back get your items, which I have here, Leech and Leer, which gives me the vamp. Now it works off the passive as long as you're around minion waves, and that's what makes the Riftbreaker playstyle so great. It allows Volibear to heal and just sustain very well, you know, taking down towers. So right now we're sitting on 7% attack speed. We got 10% in the rune stats, and you know, over the course of the game with Gathering Storm, absolute focus combination, plus, you know, once we get Riftmaker from there on, it's just gonna scale a shit ton of attack speed. Now the reason why we're going Graps Overgrowth for this AP build is because we're going to go Hullbreaker and Titanic into the late game. So we're scaling all that health for Titanic into the late game. The same way for the Stormbreaker playstyle, using the Gathering Storm for Nashers in the late game. In this case, it's the opposite. It's the reverse way of playing. So we're utilizing the AP early with these adaptive damage runes. So looks like J4 is coming in here. That's okay. We got the ghost. We're fine. We'll go back in. Oh, he flashes. That's fine. We retreat through the bushes. J4 is not even level 6, so we should be okay here. Alright, we're back for a blasting wand. That's going to add even more power to this. And 9% attack speed right now. So, you know, we're up at, you know, 19, almost 20% attack speed. So it just means we're going to heal faster off the minions. You got to be careful with Garen because his spin can, you know, clear the wave so fast, so it's kind of hard to go in and hit the tower. But you can bully him now because you have the vamp and you have an incredibly strong E. The shield scales off the AP, so much stronger. Be able to go in between your E and your W. And then you hide in here and you cast your E when he's farming. You can burst him down that way. Like Garen's going to wood here. Alright. I'm gonna go help because I see mids going over there. You're gonna give it to me, and that's what you want to do. You want to give it to the Volibear. Not a lot of junglers understand that, but when you give it to the Volibear, he can end the game for you early. Alright. Looks like I thought this was the real one, so that's my bad. My bad. But it's all good. There's no way they can kill me. So we're good. We'll go back to farming whatever. You know, we have the eye of the hill. We're good. We have everything we need. We'll be able to get some more gold off this. Yep, I'm just gonna go back and get my mythic. I got the Riftmaker, and you can see the stats here. So the more legendary items we have, the more vamp we get, the more AP we get. So when you're building the Hull Breaker and the Titanic into the late game, you're still scaling AP, which is really good. It's what you want in combination with Baron, and Baron's gonna give you more AP. It's really good for Nashers. It's really good for your passive, and you're gonna deal a shit ton of tower damage because your ult scales off AP and AD. So it's a beautiful hybrid combination. So attack speed now is at 10%, so we now have 20% attack speed. And at this point, our second item we're focusing on building is Nashu. We want as much attack speed and AP as much as possible. And just in time for Baron, we're gonna get even more AP, and you know. And the thing about Baron gives increased AD and AP. So it's really good with this build. So you can see here we got 119 ability power. This gives us 17 ability power, which is very good for the early game scaling with the Doran's Ring. And when you build it into Riftmaker, going for a dive here, got the Ignite Ghost, there's no way he's gonna get away. Boom. And the Ghost duration continues after a takedown, so you can move on to the next target or get the hell out of a bad situation. You raked up a lot of gold off that tower. And I believe we're the first tower of the game. That's really good. Start working on that Nashers. Recurve bow, that's going to give us 25% there. 11%, 10%. So we're scaling. I got even more. Got the blasting wand. Got the boots. Dragon's up. So we want to be able to pressure this lane as much as we can and start working on this tower during that time, because the jungler most likely should be here, but he's actually here. So this is unexpected. Unexpected, so that's fine. But also, if you notice, this is about to spawn too. So the second rift is up, and that's kind of my fault. I should have known that. And I don't have my ult here, so this is why I lose this. Otherwise, I win. But I'm just unlucky. Alright, that's fine. They should be able to take this. Alright. Look like J4 is gonna be letting that go and push mid. And Garen's probably gonna end up taking this tower. Alright, he's going over to get his red, and eventually he's gonna get the Shrine Bug. Mr. Shelley.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, so my goal is to try to get the second rift.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, my team's dying left and right. Yeah, I see them busy here, so I'm thinking maybe I can quickly take this. But there's a chance that they're gonna come for it. I have my ghost, so I should be able to get out of bad situations. Yeah, they're coming for me. And as soon as I saw her, I knew I had to get out of there. Yep, and I'm just gonna go back to farming, because I got the vamp. I can heal off the wave. Looks like I know they're in here, and I see Vi coming up, so I'm like, okay, maybe we can stop them, and I can prevent her from, you know, getting killed here. Because that's pretty much what they're doing. So the team comes in, it works out in our favor. Alright, I go back, and it looks like I got Mashers. So you'll be able to see all the AP that we're scaling. So you take a look here, we got Gathering Storm over the course of every 10 minutes of the game. The longer the game goes on, you're going to constantly scale AP. We got 244 right now, which is very good. Let's see if it's 15% on the passive, and then we got 10% here, rune stats, plus the 50% here on Nashu. And what you got to understand about Volibear is his passive travels through Q and W. Okay, so he's dealing a shit ton of on-hit damage through these two abilities. So when you build Titanic, you're dealing that massive physical on-hit damage with these two abilities, and then you're dealing that shockwave damage, AOE damage, so you get the the AP, and then you're smacking them 100 miles an hour with the Titanic. You're dealing quite a bit to multiple enemies at once, and not just a single target, and as well as dealing the extra damage to the tower. So we can pretty much end the game with just Riftmaker and Masters. And I'll show you. I don't think I even build a Hullbreaker yet. That's how good this is, and how fast you can end the game. You just gotta be, smart. You gotta have good map awareness. You gotta understand the fog of war. Like you see this dark shit right here, and the light. You gotta understand that, and be patient and wait for enemies to move, and then that's when you know when you're going clear. And one of the important things I want to talk about is when you max E, you can clear much faster. So the faster you clear and get into the fog of war, they're not going to see you pushing. They're not going to see you splitting all the way up to the Nexus towers. If you clear fast. If you're sitting there slowly autoing, like with a tank build, then oh my god. Oh! I could have cast my Ignite right here, but I didn't. That's okay. She's forced to go back. I'm going to take this tower. I already took down this one, which is really good. But nobody's doing anything about it. Eventually they make their way up, but I don't care about that. I got Ghost. Should be able to stop her. I don't know what she's doing. I get my shield. She's dead. I step out. That's okay. Walk back in. Boom, 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 boom. Got a shit ton of gold off that. I tried to kill Sona, but just not enough. Almost. Hey, got the flash. Unfortunately, you got the rift here that eventually is going to work its way down here. I'm going to have to try to stop that. I don't know if we get this or not. Yeah, I see J4 here. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Oh, I'm lucky. J4's down. All jungler's down. Yep, here comes Garen with the rift. Alright. It's Big Bear time. Baron's up. So I got Swifties, and the reason why you want to go Swifties is because of their movement speed. When you're maxing Q second, That's what you wanna maximize your ability to speed up to the
Killing
lane and
spree.
push, and roam the map and get to places on time. But also
Shut
slow
down.
resistance is incredibly good on Volibear. Alright. It keeps them on top of the enemy and applying all of this on-hit damage with its passive. So we can see here we're scaling 80 now. We're starting to max that we're starting to max that W. So the W, with the AD, the health AD combination of the W. So this build mostly relies on like the combo of the E, but mostly the passive. So when you land your CC, the Q, and the E, you're hitting a shit ton of autos, and that's what you want. So it doesn't matter whether if you don't land the E, that's fine. If you land a stun, you're gonna get quite a bit of autos off that. As long as you get the shield and understand that you can't keep going. Like you can only hit as many autos, back off, going. If you land that E, that's a powerful burst and a ton of slow, which is gonna allow you to auto the shit out of them. And that's when you can keep going. Alright, this is what I want to talk about. The end of the game is here. I got one of these pots here. This right here. If you drink that, it's going to give you true damage to the towers and the enemies. So you increase your AP by a shit ton. I got 319 right now. So what I'm doing right now is I'm in the fog of war. I'm waiting for them to move. They're in here. I can't see them, but I know they're here. So I'm waiting for them to go here so I can keep pushing. And this is what you want to do with your maxed E and your passive, is to quickly delete the wave. There you go. They can't see you at this point. They don't know you're here. Auto, the inhibitor. They're too busy here. They're actually extremely low. So basically this pot here is going to deal a shit ton of damage to the towers. Here we go. Boom. Auto. And you can see the true damage that's being applied to the tower. I don't even have Hull Breaker and I'm ending the game. Then going with my Ghost. Got an Ignite on her. Oh, she leaped away. That's fine. To be able to auto the shit out of the Nexus here. Uh-oh, Sona's here. Oh, look at that shield. So, I got 240 minions CS here, and you can see across the board here. The AP build, you can CS like crazy. And even more with Titanic. The game goes that late, trust me. You can rake this up to over 300, maybe 400 CS. A lot of AoE damage. Um, so yeah. So this is a perfect example of a quick game where you can actually it's the same thing as Iceborne, the Stormbreaker build with the Iceborne and Titanic, plus the what do you call it, the iron pot or whatever. When you drink that and you gain health, you can end the game off those items alone. You don't even need Hullbreaker. If you see an opportunity like this game, take it. So yeah. So this is basically, the opposite of a Stormbreaker build. This is a Riftbreaker. And a shit ton of damage here. Um, get some true damage. That's what you want to see. And Garen's true damage is disgusting. But, whatever. The most important is tower damage. Look at that. See how much pressure you're putting on the map? That's what you want to do with the Volibear. And this is how you play AP Volley. Okay? You saw that the sorcery pot that I drank? I drank that, and that gave me more AP for Nashers, more attack speed on the passive, and I'm dealing a shit ton of true damage to champions and to the towers. So a lot of people don't realize that. Once you get Nashers, you want to drink that pot, the sorcery pot. All right? And then with Titanic, you want to drink the iron pot. You gotta have that juice, you know. Objectives, look at that, boom. Taking all the towers and the first rift. Yeah, that's what you're gonna see. And then here's the runes. So basically the same thing as the Stormbreaker, it's just reverse. Instead of going AD early, you're going AP early and then AD later. So it's the same thing, and then because of the vamp, we're abusing absolute focus. As long as your health is above 70%, you get that extra AP early game scaling per level, you know. And then, in combination with Gathering Storm, it's incredibly powerful. And all this health is really good for Demolish and eventually for Titanic, making him incredibly strong. And he can delete towers with his ult, like punch the towers halfway, and then with Demolish, he can one-shot them, with his one auto or his Q, basically. And, Graft, of course, provides you a lot of sustain in lane. You get that double heal off the W and damage as well. So, and then as you're farming the wave, which you can do incredibly well with the shit ton of attack speed you have, um, you're just constantly getting health. So we got 209 here, plus the rune stats. So that's like, probably, I don't know, you're probably looking at 300, maybe a bit more health. That's like another item worth. So by the time you get Titanic, all of that health is being applied. So that's pretty much how you play this play style. So check out my guide and learn about the Riftbreaker playstyle. If you want to play AP Volibear, this is the way.